An enormous leak of American government information that exposed surveillance on allies showed the terrible possibilities for a war between Ukraine and Russia and sparked diplomatic tensions for the White House was recently discovered to be the work of a young charismatic gun enthusiast, according to a recent interview given to an American journalist. The person, known only as OG, exchanged very sensitive information with a group of distant friends who were looking for company during the pandemic's isolation. On Discord, a well-known gaming platform, the group established an invitation-only clubhouse in 2020. They were brought together by their shared love of weapons, military equipment, and God. Last year, when OG posted a message loaded with odd acronyms and language, the group, which was primarily made up of men and boys, paid little attention. OG spent hours preparing secret documents to distribute with his friends on the Discord channel he ran and claimed to know information that the government kept from the general public. Apart from that, OG educated them on current events and covert government activities in an effort to keep us in the loop. He seems to believe that others would be shielded from the problematic world by his insider information. He is intelligent. Of course, when he shared these materials, he was aware of what he was doing. These leaks were not accidental in any way, the member of the Discord group stated. The documents that OG released covered a variety of delicate topics that would only be accessible to those who had passed months-long background checks. The Discord group member claimed that there were top-secret briefings on the presence and movements of important political figures, as well as tactical updates on armed forces, investigations into the global political scene, knowledge regarding the efforts made by foreign governments to meddle in U.S. elections. OG began by giving his fellow team members a tiny taste of the barrage of information that was to follow, an astonishing collection of secrets that have been progressively seeping into public view over the past week. Destabilizing U.S. foreign policy and offending America's friends became impossible to render hundreds of classified papers by hand, so OG started sharing hundreds of images of the actual documents. This account, which is based in part on several in-depth interviews with the member of the Discord group who spoke to an American journalist under the condition of anonymity, describes how specific intelligence documents intended for a select group of military leaders and government decision-makers found their way into and then out of OG's closed community. He was a young adolescent when he met OG and is under the age of 18. The OG's friend's mother gave her permission for a journalist to speak with him and videotape his comments. A second member, who also spoke under the condition of anonymity and reviewed many of the same sensitive documents given by OG, backed up his statement. While the FBI looks for the source of the leaks, both members claim to know OG's true name and the state in which he resides and works. However, they chose not to reveal these details. The Pentagon has established its own internal review that will be supervised by a senior officer, and the investigation is still in its early stages. The documents that OG leaked indicate that the UK may have deployed as many as 50 Special Forces personnel to Ukraine between February and March of this year, comprising over half of the Western Special Forces present in the region during that time. The documents do not specify the nature of their activities, nor whether this level of personnel has been sustained. Various units like the Special Air Service, SAS, the Special Boat Service, the Special Reconnaissance Regiment, and the 18 UKSF Signals Regiment are part of the elite military forces of the UK, which are renowned for their secrecy. The UK government has not made public disclosures regarding its active engagement in Ukraine since the start of the conflict, despite the UK Embassy in Kiev acknowledging in June 2021 that British special troops were conducting training exercises with Ukrainian forces. U.S. officials have confirmed that many of the documents are valid and were first shared online without modifications, even if some of the files published online appear to have been altered. A section of the leaked documents, which include images of at least 2 daily updates about Russia's invasion of Ukraine, has been examined by several Western media. The documents, which are classified as secret, seem to have been made for high U.S. defense staff members. There is a section in the updates named U.S. NATO SOF and UKR, that seems to indicate the number of Western Special Forces deployed in Ukraine. Of them, 50 are listed as British, which is a substantial jump over the total number of troops from the US and France. The documents imply that these special forces might be a component of a NATO Special Forces command managed by the Special Operations Headquarters of the military alliance, but more information on their organizational structure is absent. The Discord group members were forbidden from discussing the information OG had given them, especially the top-secret documents. The majority of the server's users were wise enough to understand that they shouldn't have been posted elsewhere, the member stated. However, despite the no foreign, meaning no foreign nationals warning stamped across the top of so many documents OG shared, The group attracted foreigners, including those from Russia and Ukraine. According to the Discord group member, the server was used by users from South America, Europe, and Asia, and about half of the 25 active members with access to the Discord channel was based abroad. He claimed that the majority of the people who were most interested in the classified information were from the Eastern Bloc and those post-Soviet countries. The person speaking noted that the Ukrainians had an interest as well, attributing it to concern over the war that was destroying their country.